Hiring developers in India can be a massive win for your business. But let's be honest, it brings up a huge question. How do you make sure your ideas, your source code, and your sensitive data stay safe and secure? Well, today, we're going to break down exactly how you can do that, so your innovation stays 100% yours.
Hey there, I'm from WeblineIndia. For over 25 years now, we've been in the trenches helping businesses just like yours build amazing things securely on a global scale. I'm going to share some of the most important insights we've learned along the way so you can move forward with total confidence. So at WeblineIndia, we build all sorts of things: custom software, mobile apps, you name it. We're also deep into the latest tech like AI, machine learning, and even automating business workflows with tools like N8N. And with every single one of these, security isn't just an afterthought. It's baked in from the very beginning.
Okay, let's just get straight to the heart of it, shall we? You're ready to tap into the incredible talent pool in India, but there's that little voice in the back of your head worried about your intellectual property and your data. That is the #1 concern we hear. And you know what? It's a completely valid one. So let's tackle it head on. First up, IP protection. What is it, really? Well, think of it like this. It's the legal paperwork that proves you own what you paid for, the source code, the designs, everything. It's like the deed to your house. It's the official document that says, this is mine and nobody else can claim it. And then you've got data security. Now, if IP is the deed to your house, then data security is the alarm system, the deadbolts on the doors and the security cameras. It's all the technical stuff you put in place to protect the valuable information inside from anyone who shouldn't have access. So, you see how they fit together, right? They're two sides of the same very important coin. IP protection is a legal problem, and you solve it with ironclad contracts. Data security is a technical problem, and you solve that with things like encryption and strict access controls. You absolutely need both. All right, so let's tackle the big one. This is probably the question I get most often, and it's so important. How can I be absolutely positive that the code being written for my project is 100% unequivocally mine? The answer lies in your contract. It is your foundation, and it has to include 3 critical things. First, a strong NDA, which keeps everything confidential. Second, an IP assignment clause, which we'll talk more about in a second. And third, clear rules for what happens if there's ever a disagreement. Okay, I really want you to listen to this part. If you only remember one thing about the legal side, let it be this. The IP assignment clause, sometimes called a work-for-hire clause, is everything. This is the sentence in the contract that legally transfers ownership of the code from the developer to you. Without it, you could be paying for a product you don't even own. It's that serious. Okay, so your contract is rock solid. You've got the legal side locked down. Great. But what about the day-to-day work? How do you know your confidential business data is actually safe in the hands of the development team? When you're vetting a partner, you need to look for real proof of their security game. We're talking about things like official certifications. ISO 27001 is a big one. You want to see that they use things like multi-factor authentication and that they follow secure coding standards. These aren't just fancy acronyms. They are your guarantee that they take this stuff seriously. And a huge part of this is something called the principle of least privilege. It sounds complicated, but it's actually super simple. It just means a developer only gets the keys to the rooms they absolutely need to be in to do their job. Nothing more. This massively reduces your risk if something ever goes wrong. Now, this next one is totally non-negotiable. Your data must be encrypted. All of it. Think of it like this. When data is just sitting on a server, that's data at rest, it should be locked in a digital vault. And when it's moving across the internet, data in transit, it should be sent in a sealed, armored truck. That's what encryption does. So we've covered the legal contracts and the technical safeguards. But wait, there's one more layer to this whole thing. Compliance. How do you make sure you're following all the right data laws, both in India and wherever your customers are? You see, a truly great partner doesn't just know how to write code. They know the rules of the road. They're up to speed on India's local laws, like the DPDP Act. But they also get the international stuff, like GDPR if you have customers in Europe, or HIPAA for healthcare data in the US. This is absolutely critical. Look, I know this can all sound a bit overwhelming. That's why choosing the right partner is so crucial. So, if you don't mind, let me just walk you through how we handle this at WeblineIndia, because this is the kind of standard you should be looking for from anyone. We've delivered over 3,500 projects for clients all over the world. And I can tell you, that number isn't just about software. It represents thousands of partnerships that were all built on that exact foundation of security and trust. For us, legal certainty isn't a nice to have. It's a deal breaker. That means our contracts always have those ironclad IP assignment clauses. There is zero ambiguity. The work we do for you is your exclusive property, period. But a promise on paper is useless without the tech to back it up, right? That's why we pair that legal guarantee with real enterprise-grade security. We enforce things like multi-factor authentication and role-based access control to make sure your data is protected from day one.
And finally, a good partner should always be ahead of the game on compliance. We're not just reacting to new laws, we're actively ensuring we're compliant with India's latest acts and are always prepared for international standards like GDPR. Regular audits from outside experts keep us honest and sharp. You know, when you boil it all down, it comes to this one simple idea. You want to work with a team that treats your intellectual property as if it were their own, as something sacred. So if you're looking for a team that gets this stuff, that really prioritizes your security from the very first conversation, we'd love to chat. You can find us at WeblineIndia.com or just shoot an email over to info@WeblineIndia.com. And of course, follow us for more updates like this. And hey, if you want more practical advice to help you build and protect your business, make sure you hit that subscribe button on our channel. We've got a lot more to share. All right, that's all for today.